Welcome to another episode and video on my Arduino Yun, which is also partly a Linux computer and equipped with a USB memory stick and connected to electronics and fischertechnik parts like two motors, a phototransistor and a lamp, and with probes connected to this oscilloscope. Currently the probes are connected to two pot meters which are regulating or supposed to regulate the two motors. One probe is connected to the voltage to the lamp, and the last is connected to the transistor, phototransistor. Now it's desirable to test if everything is still working. In order to do that, I have to give some input to the console on the computer, otherwise the motors won't respond. A little bit of input, which is immediately visible as well on the purple line, which is the input to one of the motors, namely on the right hand side. And let me, okay, this speeds up this motor, then this speeds up that motor, although it is not really visible. This one is. And then this should make motor stop eventually, as well as this one. Again, this one is for that motor and this button is for that motor. So let's press this button and it won't do a thing because all the input has gone again. So let's try again, and that's the downside for this situation, that it doesn't do anything unless there's input given. Now, where was I last time? Trying to catch the input which is written to the USB thumb drive or memory stick or whatever you call it, and I want to read the content into Octave, a mathematical program. And for that I have to adjust my code. And more appropriately, or more accurately, the part of the code that writes the data to the USB stick. And there it goes a little bit wrong because it complains about an unequal number of, or an inconsistent number of columns. So I need to adjust the program for that. I started doing that last time with a surprising end that it didn't completely match. So that is up next. An attempt to get that done and getting a nice graph out of it. So with this still working, and let me test this one as well, and that's not good not very well visible. This hopefully is. A very short flash of this LED. That works. Now let's see how this works out. and this works only if this is good. Right, maximum speed again, and right. Condition is not met, so it doesn't work. Anyway, time for the code. So, like I said, I have to take care of a few things, and one of the points is, like I said, in Octave I have to use ASCII because it's just ASCII code, and using this, and this is an old version, not from today, inconsistent number of columns near line 2. Well, for this I have to go to the actual data file, and I can just say this. I have to go entirely up, and there's nothing in it. Then, so what's wrong with this? Well, actually, if you have no columns and one column, is this indeed wrong? And that's question mark, not exclamation mark. Now, another thing is, of course, that it doesn't matter what is in the columns as long as there are, in this case, 3 columns. So that in itself is alright. This is the end that I'm fine with. Go all the way down. I have more input. Also 3 columns. And there, that reminds me of one other thing. Here, in this piece of code, I have ruled out several points of data. And the question is that wise? Well, you could say don't have all the data. On the other hand, I had overlooked a number of data in it. So looking here somewhere, did I do it here? Here I say data is output value, sensor value 2, output value 3, with tabs in between. And then here I say output value 2, exactly the same again, also with tabs in between. So that number of tabs is equal. I haven't done the same here yet. So what I can do now is actually remove this line, remove this current version of the data log, create another one and see if that improves it. And now I'm curious how this will respond, because last time it just went without a hitch, and the time before that it says no way, it's write protected. So let me see if this works. Apparently it works. So let's see if it's still there. It is there. What date is it? Oh, that's another point. What date is it anyway? That's a long time ago. It's set to October 3rd. Now, this is also October 3rd and the same moment actually. So I remove it and it is recreated immediately. That gives me the opportunity to look for data. This is the top of the file and there is no data in it. Okay, so it's recreated without anything. I give here some input. I'm not turning anything here, as you can see. Just let it go. So then it is time to see if there's any input being written. Yes, there is. So that is fine. I quit watching this file. Then what I will have to do now is making a secure copy from the location of this file, which is in mount, and then datalog.txt, right from right to here, waiting for yes password. Alright, now another attempt. Once again, datalog error. And I am in the correct directory. And this one says I am in the correct directory. How many datalog tag files are there? That's a bit weird. Just one. So it can only read the newly copied file, and it says inconsistent number in line near line 2. Going back here. How is that possible? So 1 and 2. What I can do is going to line 2. Here I am at line 2, somewhere. Here probably, but how can this be an inconsistent number of lines? Like Octave claims. It doesn't say column 2, it says line 2, which is here. Weird. Quite weird. So, it seems like I have to check for some more irregularities. But how to find it? That's a good one. In a search for a mistake in the datalog file, I come across something else, which is that here and here are conditions checked for the same variable, and then it is better to make a second occurrence where you check for a different situation, else if, and in this case it's C, so we make it else if instead of elif, which is for Python. So this may be a little bit better, and I did a little bit better outlining for the rest of the code. In Python you have to really take care of the number of
spaces or tabs. In C it doesn't matter at all, as long as you, like here, see this is the opening cloud and here is the closing one. And then here is the opening one and here is the closing one. As long as you have both, it doesn't matter how much spacing is in it. So, I don't know if this will matter in the number of columns being written. So, this one is doing nothing. Nothing is being printed to the data file. So, I quit this and once again I say remove it. Then I upload because with the code change. And then you will notice that the hardware will stop, or should stop anyway. Well, not really. Connection is closed, so I have to log in again. Then, what has happened? Is this one there again? Yes, it is. Is there anything in it? No, there isn't. Let's give it some data. Well, here things start to change again. It's gaining speed. Let's give it some change of value. Let's see if this works. Really, this LED works. Let's see for a bit of data here. Well, you show on an oscilloscope some changes. That goes again, full speed ahead. Now I'm curious what is in it. Well, a lot actually now. And the big question mark is now, is this exactly the same problem as I had before in Octave? This, well, only one way to find out. There's no more data being given, that's good. So I quit this file now. Well, I was only in watching mode. So let me do it again. There it is, and you can see that it is larger than it was. So it's February 13, etc. Now let's take a look, and it says, well, a later date, larger, so it is different. Time for Octave to show what it is. Same story. And somehow, still, I have a problem near line 2. But I can hardly believe that. How can, in columns near line 2, be an inconsistent one? Unless I don't know enough about how Octave reads its data, so maybe time to take take a moment and study that. Because new lines, and Control M is new line in ASCII, and without new line you get a complete mess. Then all this would be written after another, and that's no column. So I'll have to find out. Looking for the error, I made a discovery that I'm not the only one encountering the error, but the solution is maybe somewhat different. They are talking not about the ASCII file, but about a .m file, where m is either MATLAB or Octave file, and to my knowledge, a .m file is a function that you can load, but apparently you can also put data in it to do that. So I have added a second file opening for data file 2, where for datalog.m. Now, a very simple test is: are they both being created? Yes, they are both being created. What is in M? Exactly the same. So let me give some input, and let me see if that is also being put into it. Yes, there is, and not just in there. In here it is the same, so that is good. Now I'm only interested in datalog.m. Oops. And there is value. So I'm quitting this. Viewing mode only, of course. It is still being processed and being added to. So let's keep watching this. I hope it doesn't take too long. I think I should have taken less data as an input. Now it's done. Alright, so I can quit this. Then, going back here, I need not the txt file but the m file. There we go. Oops. Yep, password. It is secure copy after all. Now back to Octave. Does it do it? I did several attempts previously, so does it do this? No. Then unable to determine data format. So load file. Well, it can't determine the data format, which is rather up here. Unless I say, alright, well, it has a problem. This is unmistakably the first part of the first header of this, and Octave can't handle this. So I have to adjust, I have to remove spaces. And here and here and here as well. Octave can't handle this. Now, if I do exactly the same for TXT, what does it do? Exactly the same. Alright, so I should have set A, which is then assigned an assigned array, gets this data and it says, okay, syntax error. Very nice. So I have to adjust all these things in the code. And since this is one, sensor value, which is before the first tab, so I have to remove them all, like this. Delete, delete, and then we get the next one, and that is delete and delete. They are exactly the same. Will this be alright next time? Who knows? So and that is the last one. So who knows what this is going to bring. Will this solve the inconsistent number of columns? Of course I have no idea yet. But we'll see anyway. And for the last segment I will try to get everything working again. So let's see how that ends up. The continuation of the attempts for data into Octave is next time.
Well, I have only a couple of minutes left, so let's get some data added to it. Not uploaded yet, new. Like I said, that's for next time. Can I get it all quiet? Oh, this goes wrong. This goes horribly wrong. This is much better. And the question is, they are both high now and the motors are low. If I press them both, will they stop? Not really. So, okay, let that be. For now, thank you for watching. If you like this video with some more experiments than usual, please subscribe to my channel, give the video a thumbs up, and leave a comment. Very much appreciated if you do. You can also follow me on Twitter. If you do, please retweet, like, leave a comment. You can also follow me on Instagram. Like and leave a comment. You can also donate to keep the videos coming to you. Much appreciated. Voluntary, up to you, but much appreciated. Also appreciate if you become a patron, and you will have your name mentioned either just on my website or with my video depending on the pledge you make. Much appreciated, but also up to you. And this is of course going to be continued. Once again, thank you for watching. Bye bye.